Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adobe eLearning World's 2021 LMS track. My name is Maggie Smith, and I am honored to be your speaker today for my session, FirstService Residential University, a fun journey to build your own digital university with Adobe Captivate Prime. Let's begin. So like I said, my name is Maggie Smith, and I am the National LMS Architect overseeing FirstService Residential's online learning platform that we call FirstService Residential University. So why the title Architect? Well, that's because at FirstService, we definitely believe in creativity and innovation, and we are critical to designing a fun learning experience for all of our employees. And just like an architect, my role is to shape the look and feel as well as the experience that our employees have from the moment they log into our LMS, to our university, from new hire to retire. I'm definitely happy to be speaking to you today about our exciting journey of how we moved from one LMS into Prime. I do want to thank the Prime team, in particular our wonderful CSM, Pradeep Vasudevan, for his invitation to share our story with you. So I hope you learn a couple of things along this particular journey. So let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about the need behind the need, right? So you may have heard the famous Chinese proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Well, at FirstService Residential, change in how we approach and deliver training started with a creative step. Let me tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do, how we do it, all that. So FirstService Residential is the largest property management company in the US and Canada. We have our mission statement that we do hold near and dear to our hearts. And our mission statement is to deliver exceptional service and solutions that enhance the value of every property and the lifestyle of every resident in the communities we manage. That's our mission statement. We have more than 15,000 associates or employees all across the US and Canada. And we have definitely a proven track record of community management excellence. We have a strong commitment to quality, to security, and accountability while providing unique technological solutions to improve properties and resident lifestyles. So for us, our employees are our biggest asset, and no resources are spared to ensure that they have the best training and tools possible for our industry. So as companies evolve, so do our employees' needs and expectations. Thus, in response to our employees' growing passion for learning and the need to improve them with fun, innovative, and engaging online learning experiences, back in 2018, we started a formal process to basically just look for another LMS. We felt that the current LMS we had at the time needed a little lift of sorts. We needed to enhance the current learning while also providing comprehensive reporting tools and just an overall better user experience. So following the rigorous process, it just included a lot of scoring on look and feel, functionality of several LMSs. We ended up choosing Captivate Prime. And why did we choose Prime? Well, we really loved the ability that Prime has for customization. Prime really fits our user needs. We were very impressed with the reporting capabilities of Prime compared to our former LMS. Prime was very robust in terms of usage, functionality. It was also very cost efficient for us. And we learned that Prime did come with an exceptional support team. And that for us was very, very important. Myself as an admin, you're only as good as the support behind you. So we had a great partnership between our customer service manager, the Prime support team, the Prime engineers who helped me right at the beginning to actually migrate and get Prime started for our company. Overall, just Prime has been such a wonderful partner in our journey of transforming and training transforming our training experience company-wide, really. And we soon discovered that this was going to be a huge project for us in the training team. Lots of moving parts, and with that, getting teams together to make this dream our reality. So let me tell you a little bit about our journey. Definitely takes a village, can't do it alone. I am the admin for the company, but I was able to collaborate with a lot of different teams, not only internally in our company, but also with outside vendors. And thinking, of course, of migrating from one LMS to the other, you basically think of the first two things that came to mind for me as an admin. We're talking users, like account creation and access, and of course the content that we were hoping for Prime to house for us. So our account creation in our former LMS was a bit on the manual side, I do have to admit. And we were looking for ways to automate account creation in Prime. And it was surprisingly enough easy to automate account creation with Prime. So I worked with the Prime support team, and we coordinated with our HRIS database administrator, our HRIS DBA, to create a report from our HRIS that would feed daily into Prime. And basically that took care of creating accounts for new hires and also archiving accounts for employees that have left the company. So that was pretty automated, easy. And I love the fact of clean data in and clean data out, right? So myself, even as a full admin, I don't touch accounts, create them or archive them. That's all through our HRIS system, which I feel is accurate and quite a relief in terms of managing that piece of the LMS. Also, with bringing in data from our HRIS, Prime allows you to pick and choose data points from your HRIS to bring over into Prime, and then those data points can also be used with reporting. So we decided to bring in, for example, job title, reporting managers, departments, locations. And that's also very useful because then Prime automatically groups people by title or by department. And it is useful because you can possibly assign training by department, assign training by title, etc. Now, in terms of content, right, we wanted our content to have the same look and feel, kind of a uniform look and feel all around. So we chose a content provider that had a consistent presentation style and a consistent method of content development. I worked with the content provider along with the Prime engineers, and together they assisted me to basically bring in content in bulk, which I felt was also a relief instead of having to bring in different of content. So basically, we were able to easily populate the LMS with lots of courses ready for launch. We also had some custom courses in-house created that were also placed in Prime. So by the time we decided to launch, we had about 1,200 courses ready for our users to access. Another thing, of course, had to do with access to the platform. We wanted to try to keep it very streamlined. So again, I partnered with yet another team. So our company's IT team, particularly our SSO guy, he helped configure single sign-on to Prime. That way, all of our employees knew that they just take their work email, their same email password, and that's what they would use to log into Prime. So it made the process easy. It made it login became familiar, even though it was a new platform. Not to mention that it also centralized password support, because if anyone had any issues with passwords or password resets, they wouldn't come to local training teams, but they would turn to our national IT support, simply because password resets for the LMS would be the same as a password reset to log into email or to log into Office, for example. So that also helped with centralizing a little bit the support that our users would need, particularly with accessing the LMS, which at the beginning of a launch is such a priority, right? The priority at the beginning of a launch is making sure users are created, making sure that there's content for them to have when they walk in there, and most importantly, making sure that they can access the platform. Here we have a sample of our learner landing page. So going back to Prime's ability for lots of customizations, this was something that we really enjoyed working with this LMS because of its customization features. So we wanted to kind of move away from the same look and feel of logging into an LMS, landing in a learner landing page. It's kind of sometimes it was a little cut dry. So we wanted to move away from a more traditional landing page to something more modern, more engaging. And we worked with an outside web developer, a vendor that's a close partner with Adobe, a vendor that is very used to creating customizations for other Adobe products. And basically, we just designed our own very heavily branded custom learner landing page. So from this screenshot, you can see that when learners, everybody that logs in lands on this page, there's a hero slider that kind of moves. The hero slider has some nice graphics, a little announcement, a call to action button. Usually the button goes to either a video or to a featured course. We have a module called My Learning, which basically just displays all enrolled courses for a user. You see that there's a box called My Achievements. Prime has a point system for courses that you can assign points to people once they complete a course. You can reward them with badges. So this was an area that you can walk in and you can see the number of badges that you have, the number of points that you currently have based on course completion. So all of this, again, very different, very customizable. This was created simply by APIs that would call back from the LMS. And Prime has such a long list of APIs to be able to draw in data from the LMS and place it in a custom web page is basically what this is. And I'll brag. We were one, if not the first Prime customers to come up with the concept of a custom learner landing page, kind of superimposed on top of the LMS upon user entry. We just wanted just a more familiar and customized look and feel for our users as they would enter the training platform. So I just wanted to let you know that this is fully an option with Prime, and that flexibility is priceless, actually. So the beginning of the learning experience. Don't want to go into too much detail on how specifically we organize our courses, because we are talking about over 1,000 courses in our LMS. But Prime does have some great features in the form of catalogs where you can group courses into catalogs. Not only is that good to keep courses under particular topics and subjects all together, it's very useful for learners to be able to quickly find courses when they are kind of self-exploring. They can type in leadership, right? And the leadership catalog course titles will all appear because they are grouped together in a catalog. But the catalog also helps to restrict access. If you have a small group of courses that's only for the HR department, then only the HR people would be able to kind of access and view those courses. Right, so it's very useful. Catalogs are very useful to organize the courses in the LMS overall. Controlling that type of usage also helps to cut costs if you are using courses from an outside vendor like we are. And Prime also has a functionality called skills. So you can also on the back end take a course and you can assign it a particular skill, as well as point systems. I mentioned that, reward systems with a badge. But the good thing about skills is that You can group courses by particular topics in a particular skill. And if there is a particular skill that someone may need to work on or strengthen, you can actually type in that skill, something that we've customized, and you can pull up courses relevant to that topic. The skills functionality allows learners to better associate the training content to our company's overall values, because the skills that we have created are skills that are directly related to our mission and to our company values and core competencies. Okay. What we know for sure is that we did not want our LMS to be just a compliance tool. It's very easy to just have an LMS as a training tool in the company where you have to log in because you're forced to take training. We really wanted some type of shift in the mindset. And we wanted to create a learning experience where our employees can go to this platform knowing that they can also kind of search, explore on their own, self-enroll, and definitely take some ownership on their own professional development and growth. Right? We wanted to emphasize this. Of course, we would advertise featured trainings. We would encourage people to go in there, search the catalogs, self-enroll. You don't necessarily have to wait for your managers or for an admin to assign you to a course. Courses are open for self-enrollment, and we definitely want people to go in there and take ownership, again, of their own career development. So as I wrap up here, I just wanted to give a little snapshot of how we started and the journey of where we are now. So this is a screenshot of one of our QBRs, one of our quarterly business review calls that we would have with our customer success manager. This partnership with Prime is integral for us to be able to gauge where we are in terms of usage, enrollments, completions, even number of content items. So every time we meet with our customer success manager, we get to discuss where we are in our LMS. And this one is a screenshot from March 2019. We launched in January of 2019. So this screenshot is right at the very beginning, Q1 of our launch year. And as you can see there on the left, registered users, we had about 6,000 employees in the company. We're in the LMS, and of those that were in the LMS and actually enrolled in courses, we had about an 84% completion rate. So again, this is also a testament to the good reporting of Prime. Managers would go in there, and it was easy for managers to pull up reports on their teams and keep their teams accountable on course completion, particularly compliance. And we started with about 1,400 courses. And that number, again, includes, most of it was of vendor provided content, and some of it was custom in-house training that we would create and place into the LMS. Now, this is a snapshot of beginning of this year. A huge difference there. And again, we do meet with our CSM quarter to quarter. We have seen a substantial growth quarter after quarter, year after year. If you notice, our registered users at the beginning of this year is about 8,300. We are definitely in the 9,000 mark right now in terms of registered users in the system. We have a 92% completion rate, and a lot of this is not only the LMS, but of course we have local training teams throughout the company that are very enthusiastic about the platform. They advertise the platform to their employees. This is a relatively new system application for our company. So again, the national training team here at corporate assists kind of company-wide to promote the implementation and the adoption of Prime company-wide. So we started with about, like I said, about 1,400 courses. Here we have about 1,800, close to 1,900 courses towards the beginning of the year. I'm sure that number is definitely bigger now, with also an increase of learning programs. Learning programs are basically course bundles. So we have our standalone courses open to all for search and self-enrollment. And then sometimes we like to bundle courses, and users can register for a bundle of courses. Very useful to bundle courses into learning programs. Very comprehensive in terms of training and content delivery and distribution. So again, I do like to give a huge thank you, huge shout out to the Prime team, the Prime engineers, in particular, our wonderful customer success manager, Pradeep. They were the ones that invited our company to come and present today at the conference. And we do so very happily. I also help Prime with potential new clients. So I partner with them to talk to other companies that are considering Prime so I can show them very similar presentation to this, our journey. And hopefully they can use Prime as their training tool in their company, because it has been such a great experience for us here at FirstService Residential. I am closing with my contact because I do like to definitely network, particularly with Prime Power users. If you are an admin or an instructional designer, someone who uses the Prime LMS heavily at their company, I'd love to hear from you. We always liked to meet new people that are using the same platform, because we can always share innovative ideas, and I'm always out there to answer questions and help people out, as especially if you're new to using Prime in your company. A lot of admins that I meet that are new like to turn to me for lessons learned, right? I like to share my lessons learned, my tips and tricks, because I was there in terms of migrating from one LMS to Prime, and I can give some advice on what are the best ways of going about certain pieces of your project. So Maggie Smith, National LMS Architect for FirstService Residential. There is my email address. And I like to thank you for attending my session. I know that this is a recording, but I hope that you learned a little bit about our journey and possibly how you can use Adobe Captivate Prime to better enhance the training needs of your company. Thank you.